Hey guys. So I forgot. Let me make sure there's audio. Yeah. So I forgot to do the timing settings for the OSSC for the PC Engine. So I just have to do that real quick. So well, you don't need to stare at my. Well, you can stare at whatever. So I'm just gonna do that real fast. But I guess I can. I guess I can kind of talk while I'm doing that. I could have left it on the the show is about to begin screen, but that just seems like that would be too long to do that for. Video in processing. The OSSC is really a great device, but it's not as plug and play as like the FrameMeister is. So it's just something that you have to deal with. But I think at the end of the day, you get a better picture this way. Output options. I mean, I was gonna say it's more customizable, but I'm not really sure that I think that's true. Line 4x mode, 256 by 240. All right, almost done. Yep. Sampling options. As always, I'm using Firebrand X's profiles. 341. Oh yeah, see these are wrong. 31. Back porch. 30. H active 256. Vertical sync length 3. Back porch 16. Active 240. Okay. That should be done. Oh, there you go. I'm back. All right. Let me get the chat window pulled up. There you are. Well, it's good to be back streaming. The last stream I think that we did was in before Halloween, so we went over a month without a stream. That's kind of a bummer. So it's going to be back streaming again. And as you can see, we're playing TurboGrafx-16 games tonight. That was just sort of the consensus, I would say, in the Discord chat. Like I knew I wanted to stream, but I didn't really know what I was going to stream, and people said the PC Engine and TurboGrafx. So as I said in the description, I've got my Core Grafx hooked up with a Super SD System 3. So and so that is just to say that that we have all of the games at our disposal. Steven Schneider says, "I hope you make a profit and it's worthy of your time." Not really why I stream, but thank you, I guess. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I see Voltar has joined us in the chat, so that's pretty cool. I was actually just looking today at one of Voltar's creations, the double penetration. I don't know why I care, because I think I'm happy with the streaming results I get, but I can't help screwing with stuff. And like Bob from Retro RGB and some of his friends are like really strong believers that you should record RGB footage in its native resolution and then upscale it after the fact in software. And so so the double penetration would allow me to do that because basically what it is it has a SCART input and then has a SCART output so that you can go to RGB monitor. And then it also has a DVI output, analog DVI output, which I could then send into my capture card. So that would be kind of cool to mess around with. But then at the same time, it would be more work because then after I'm done recording gameplay footage, then I have to upscale it. But I don't know. I'm like fascinated by the device. Like I just want to play with it. So yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm using the OSSC tonight because the OSSC and my TurboGrafx get along. And I only say that because I also have my FrameMeister down here because my Nintendo and the OSSC and the capture card don't get along. So and I just got done recording a lot of gameplay footage with my NES. So I'm just going to scroll up in the chat a little bit before we're just going to get into Blazing Lazers. And I honestly don't have any plans for what games we're going to play beyond Blazing Lazers, so I'm open to suggestions. I haven't played Blazing Lazers in quite some time, so just to I always say this, but why does he keep saying that? I'm not going to be putting on a Blazing Lazers clinic. All right. Anyway, yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. If I have things to talk about, I can talk about them while I'm playing. I'm just going to make the screen a little bit bigger here. And now we can switch over. See, now yeah, there we go. Ooh, that doesn't look good. Hold on. Well, I guess that's kind of how it looks. Let me restart the game, though. There we go. And someone can tell me if that audio level sounds good. Unfortunately, that seems okay. Unfortunately, now the mixer's far away from me. I moved my chair over a little bit because games like this, it's easier if I'm playing off the PC Engine, or easier if I'm playing on the PVM rather than playing it in the window. Wow, that's really blurry. I'm gonna change one of the settings real fast because that really looks like crap. That's better, right? Yeah, that's all right. For anybody who's interested, that was the sampling phase I was changing. Okay. Oh, hey, Brian, what's up, man? Oh, Morpheus says, Legendary X? Yeah, maybe. I feel like I've played that one on a live stream before. So I haven't really played this game all that much, probably since, well, I was going to say since I did the launch episode, but it can't be that long ago. But that is to say that this is a TurboGrafx-16 launch game. And, you know, part of me wants to say, like, oh, this should have been the pack-in game. But, I mean, really, Legendary Axe should have been the pack-in game. But this would have been a cool pack-in game. This definitely shows off the TurboGrafx-16 a lot better than Keith Courage did. But, you know, I feel like the whole discussion about Keith Courage being a bad pack-in game has, at this point, kind of been done to death. So, I don't really have anything more to add to that. And that's one of the weird things about this game, too. Like, right then you noticed, you have these just times where you're just sort of floating through space and there's no enemies or anything. And, I mean, I guess it kind of gives you a break, but at the same time, it seems kind of weird because, you know, most shooters, oh, damn it, most shooters don't do that. I accidentally picked up sort of a weapon modifier that I don't really want. That was an extra life. See if I can get number 3 left. I don't actually, that's another extra life. This game gets kind of slutty with the extra lives. I don't actually know what any of these weapons are called, just because the voice that tells you when you pick one up is, it sounds so funny because the guy sounds so disinterested, but at the same time I also can't understand what he's saying. Well, he says like multi-fighter, I can understand that, but if he's saying multi-fighter, but like when you pick up one of the Roman numerals, that's like your primary weapon, and for the most part I can't understand what the guy's saying. So somebody's asking when I'm going to do a flashback. You know, I don't know. I guess I kind of can't explain it. I really haven't felt too interested in doing another episode of Flashback lately. I don't want anybody to get worried that I'm not going to do them anymore, but I got to be honest and say that lately I've really not felt like I really wanted to share personal details of my life on YouTube. I don't know. I just feel like there's so much negativity and some of the crap that we have to put up with as content creators is just like, you know, I wonder how much of a mistake I'm making, you know, by doing that. You know, I mean, at this point, like, you know, random people on the internet, like, you know my real name and they know where I work, and it makes me a little bit uncomfortable. It's something I didn't think was going to be a big deal because I never thought anybody was going to watch my show. And even after, I mean, I started CGQ Plus after, you know, obviously after the main channel was doing quite well. But even then, I really didn't think anybody was going to watch that either. And, you know, maybe I didn't have to worry about it. And it's interesting because, you know, it seems like people sort of more got on my case for, you know, saying personal things about, like, oh, that I, you know, didn't get along with my stepmom or whatever, like, because she was going to see it. And it's like, I don't care about that. But like I said, just as far as, like, you know, people knowing where I work and whatnot, you know, there's just a lot of trolls out there, and who knows what, you know, one of those people might decide they want to do with that information. So, you know, if I had known at the beginning that that the show was going to be like anything approaching popular, I would have used a fake name or something, you know, like a lot of people do. I mean, you know, for instance, you know, we got Voltar in the chat. I have no idea what Voltar's name is. I'm not saying he's hiding it, but I'm just saying, like, you know, I wish nobody knew what my name was. But all that is to say, you know, I'm not saying I'm not going to do Flashback anymore. I think part of the problem was that the next episode of Flashback, I was going to talk about something pretty personal that was certainly going to, you know, leave me open to having, you know, oh, you suck. Leave me open to just having people sort of say things, you know. It's getting real personal, and I just... I'll tell you what bothers me about it is it's the kind of thing that I know a lot of people would be able to relate to, just based on things that people have told me privately, like in emails and whatnot. And, you know, on one hand, it's like, you know, let's say this is not what it is, right? But let's just say I was, like, abused as a kid. And then let's say that me talking about that helped other people. So part of you wants to be open about stuff like that because, you know, getting it out there and letting other people know that, you know, something like that is, you know, not something that they're dealing with by themselves is good. But then, like, at the same time, you know, on social media, now you're going to have to deal with these other people who are going to try to sort of use that as just a new way to try to get to you or whatever. And, I don't know. It's just, I go through these things more and more where I just feel like I'm a 42-year-old guy who's at least, like, reasonably successful in his personal life. And I think about some of the stuff I have to deal with, you know, on social media and whatnot, because I chose to start a YouTube channel. And it's just like, I wonder, like, what the hell am I doing? You know, like, I'll tell my wife, I'll tell my wife, like, what, you know, it's going, oh, there's this guy, you know, whatever. And it's like, you know, I hear myself saying it, and it's just like, I have a little voice in my head that's just saying, like, you know, what the hell are you doing with your life, that you're, you know, the age that you are, and this is the kind of stuff that's, like, taking up time. But it's just a double-edged sword, because, like, the solution to that is just to not make yourself so available and, like, say, like, oh, well, I'm not gonna read the comments on my channel, or I'm not gonna read people's emails, or I'm not gonna respond to people on Twitter. And it's just like, then what's the point? You know, like, that's what you do, I guess, if you're really just doing it for the money or whatever. But, you know, I guess for me, I just feel more like it's about, like, community and stuff, and the fact that, like, you know, I have people that come to these live streams, like consistently, or as consistently as I live stream, and that like hang out in the Discord. Like to me, like that's more of like what it's all about. So when I get people who are, trying to suggest that somehow I'm doing this for the money or whatever, that it only bothers me because that really couldn't be further from the truth. Like the fact that I, have Patreon and things like that is just because like this show costs a lot of money to make, and I shouldn't have to pay for it out of my pocket anymore, but some people just don't get that. Well, now I feel like I'm just rambling anyway, so. Oh, I wanted that. And I promise I'll check the chat soon. I wanted to get to the end of this level. Yeah, I saw somebody says, oh, it's like part of being a celebrity. But, the thing is when you're like an actual celebrity, like, oh, damn it. Like, you can actually insulate yourself from all that kind of stuff, Like, I always look at, because, you guys know I'm into, Formula One, but just, motor racing in general, as I look at someone like Lewis Hamilton, and the amount of hate that guy has to deal with is crazy. But at the same time, like, what he's doing is not trying to form a community around himself. It's about driving a car really fast around a track. And so, all right, I'm going to pause it here real quick. But what I'm saying is, like, he gets all these comments on his Instagram posts and stuff where it's just people, giving him crap and whatnot, but he doesn't actually read those. At least I hope not. Anyway, that was a lot of rambling, but it's all just to say that that's really kind of the hold up with me doing another episode of Flashback. It's just I just haven't really felt like I want to share lately. So I'm just scrolling up. Skip and Tosh says, I'll see you Saturday at the Gamers Expo. Yeah, I forgot to mention that, so I'll just say, I've said it before, but if you live in Northern California, Sacramento area, preferably, Sunday is the SAC Gamers Expo, which is just another retro gaming convention like probably any other, except that it's local. And I'm going to be there. I'm going to have like a table and whatnot. I was thinking about bringing some stuff to sell, like games I don't want anymore, because I don't like dealing with eBay and whatnot. And so just thinking, well, maybe, I can bring some games and stuff and sell them there. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. Only because the other thing I wanted to do is I want to bring like a little monitor and a Nintendo and NES. And I was thinking about having like a high score competition where anybody, at any time during the day can stop by the booth and put in a high score and leave their name and email address. And, whoever gets the highest score would win something. And I don't even know what that would be. But I don't know if I want to deal with that and deal with trying to sell stuff and whatnot. So we'll have to see. Mike says, "Don't kill me. I've never played this game." I would never expect that anybody has played any TurboGrafx game just because it's not such a popular system. Teresa says you get our package. Yes, I did. Thank you. I'll be showing it off on the Christmas special. So I am doing a Christmas special for sure. Like I said, flashbacks. I'm just not sure when I'm going to do that. Sorry, I'm still scrolling through. Wear a mask. Yeah, I should get like a Lucha Libre mask. That would be pretty cool. Your best vids or your flashback? Yeah, I love making the flashback videos. Like I said, I'm not trying to say I don't want to do them anymore. It's the kind of thing where you have to be in the right mood and want to do it, obviously. So I'm sure I'll get back to it. The only thing I can say is I might end up just skipping what I was going to talk about in the next episode, which kind of bothers me to do, but I don't know. Brian's asking if I saw Ford versus Ferrari. Yes, I was kind of disappointed in it, to be honest. It was okay. Like I went and saw it and I was just thinking that like, I'm going to buy this on Blu-ray when it comes out and blah, blah, blah. And then I watched it and was just like, yeah. It just, the obvious comparison to me to be made there was between like that and maybe like Rush, the Ron Howard movie about Niki Lauda and James Hunt. And Rush was just so much better. So yeah, anyway, I think we're almost caught up. We got $5 Canadian from Mujanga. Thanks, man. And then way up here, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention it. We got $10 from Pete. Pete spent the day talking about NES games over CB radio today, so I'm pretty jealous about that. And all right, so Brian's asking for more about my feelings about that game. So let's just get that movie. We'll get the game going again. I just kind of felt like it should have been more about the cars a little bit and a little bit less about like, I don't know, just like personal interactions. Maybe I don't know if I'm saying, maybe I'm not expressing myself correctly, but I just felt like the movie was not enough about racing and about the cars. And I don't know, because you could probably say the same thing about Rush, but somehow I just felt like Niki Lauda and James Hunt were maybe more interesting characters. I also felt like it was weird because I felt like the movie was really they were trying to gear it towards people that weren't necessarily car people, because if you're really just making it for car people, like Steve McQueen's Le Mans or something, then you're limiting your audience. But then at the same time, I felt like the movie was assuming that you already knew a lot of stuff. Like it didn't really explain that well, like who Carroll Shelby was or this company that he was running. Because it was almost like it's assuming, well, if you're watching this movie, you're a car person and you already know who Carroll Shelby is. But like my wife, like she didn't know, and I had to explain it to her afterwards. Like she's like, who was that guy and what was, like she didn't understand that like the cars he was driving around town, like that was a Shelby Cobra, because they didn't really ever explain that. They obviously took liberties with the truth as far as what happened, just for the sake of storytelling, and I don't have a problem with that. That's pretty normal. But it was 2.5 hours long, and I don't really feel like it did anything to warrant being 2.5 hours long. Like you could have easily cut the movie down and had it just take, an hour like most movies. Like if you're gonna make a movie 2.5 hours, it should be for a good reason. But yeah, I don't know, because I started after a while. I was like looking at my watch, because it kind of felt like the movie was getting kind of long, but at the same time, it's like when you're in a movie theater, it's like, time, you don't perceive time normally, I guess. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I'm not saying I didn't like it, but it was just like, I went with my wife and somebody else, and the somebody else was more of a car and motor racing person. And he and I we both felt the same way about it. Like my wife liked it because I think there was a lot of like, interpersonal drama. And my friend and I both just kind of felt like neither one of us was that into it. Somebody's saying I should make more collection videos. It's funny, I have all these videos that I want to make that like aren't flashback videos, but are like videos for this channel. And I don't know, I just, for some reason I felt like I needed to make a flashback and I wasn't doing that. So maybe I just felt like I shouldn't do anything. I guess that's silly, but like I got a new, not a new computer, but I got a new to me computer. It's an old classic computer that I wanted to make a video about, like what I did with the Tandy 1000. I have sort of a piece of audio equipment that I bought that is like very tangentially gaming related that I wanted to make a video about, and I haven't done that yet either. I was really focused on getting that magazine read-through done, and then I posted about it on Twitter, but I understand that not everybody in here has Twitter. And if you don't have Twitter, you're probably a better person than I am. I built, I didn't build it, but I've been setting up sort of a permanent magazine read-through setup, whatever you want to call it, down here in the basement that will make it easier for me to make magazine read-through videos. I wouldn't say faster, but more regularly. Because one of the issues with the magazine read-throughs actually is lighting. You can't really light up a magazine like with just a direct light because it will create glare on the magazine. So you need like bigger diffuse light. And so what I've always used is the window up in my upstairs, you know. I could call it an office to make it sound high class, but you know, I always just refer to it with my wife as that's my room. You know, I don't have a bed in there, but that's, you know, it's where I have all my crap, but then I have crap down here in the basement too. Anyway, you know, it's got a big window in it, and so I usually wait until it's, you know, the middle of the day or something, so that there's a lot of sun coming into the room, and then I just sort of set the magazine up right in front of the window and record. But that really makes it difficult to record the read-throughs because I can only do it certain times a day. And, you know, now it's winter, and by the time I get home from work, it's getting dark. So I can't do the read-throughs after work, so then I can only do them on the weekends. And it's like, well, usually on the weekends, my wife and I are doing something, or my wife is around, and it just makes it suboptimal. So I set up something down here in the basement where I bought a new light that's like, it's like 1 foot by 2 feet or something like that. It's this big light. It's like a big softbox kind of with LED lights in it. And I have that set up in such a way that it illuminates the magazine really nicely without leaving a glare. And so I have like one more piece of the puzzle I'm waiting for. It should be here like tonight or tomorrow. Because I need the selfie cam, you know, the second camera that's just pointed at my face, and I'm trying to figure out how did I get hit? I was trying to figure out how to do that. That's always been like a sticking point is figuring out how to have that set up. You know, I bought a GoPro that I normally use for that, but that GoPro just really sucks. And like it's really grainy footage, and so I just didn't want to use it anymore. In some of the videos I used my DSLR, and that looks great, but I don't really have a lens that's wide enough that I can have the picture be wide enough that it's not just like a close-up of my face. And but the lens I have is one of the widest lenses you can get. So it's not just a matter of like, oh, I get a new lens. Plus a new lens for that camera is like, you know, $500 and up. So I just don't really, that's not how I'd prefer to spend the show's money. And so anyway, I kind of had like this idea one day, because I was just thinking like, oh, maybe if I bought a new phone, like those have nice cameras in them, like front-facing cameras. Because, oh, God damn it. Because the other thing is I want to be able to see what's being recorded. You know, like having a monitor, basically, to make sure everything looks good. And so I figured, well, if I had a phone and I had a front-facing camera, then I'd be able to see it. But, like, my phone's kind of old. And so I was like, well, I can get a new phone, but, I mean, how much is a new phone, right? But then I realized that, like, my iPad is an iPad Pro, and it's got a pretty good front-facing camera. Like, ironically, so I set up my iPad just, you know, in this new setup that I've made, and I compared the footage. I think that might be game over, maybe. Nope. And I compared the footage to what I was getting off of the GoPro, and the footage off of my iPad was, like, way better, which I don't understand. Like, are you kidding me? I don't understand how that's even possible. But it's true. But I didn't have a way to, like, actually have the iPad mounted to something, and so I bought, like, a, you know, tripod mount for an iPad. So I'm just waiting for that to get here. But that's perfect, because then I have a nice big monitor if I use the front-facing camera, so I can see what is being recorded. And because, you know, like I have the camera mounted, you know, the main camera, if you want to call it that, is, you know, mounted over the table, and that's the one that's recording the magazine. And it's an actual camcorder, like a HD or a 4K camcorder. And it's got a nice flip-out screen on it. So So between those two things, I'm like covered as far as having two decent cameras with two monitors that I can look at easily while I'm in the middle of doing the read-through. So hopefully that'll be all set up. So the issue 2 of Nintendo Power video that just got uploaded, I don't know, what is it now, like a week and a half ago or however long, is sort of the last video, the last magazine read-through that's going to be recorded upstairs, at least for a while. I mean, once the days get longer again next year, I might want to go back to doing it upstairs, just as I think it looks nice. But, I mean, honestly, if this setup doesn't look as good as how I want it to, I'm not going to use it. I mean, I think I'm pretty particular about making sure everything looks good. Like when I posted on Twitter, I posted a picture of just sort of the work in progress, of the setup, and somebody made a comment about how, like, they were, I'm supportive of this as long as it doesn't mean the quality of the videos is going to go down, which I thought, I didn't mind that they were saying that, because it's like, if the quality of my videos ever does go down, I hope, you guys would hold my feet to the fire. But at the same time, I kind of didn't know where that was coming from. Like, when have I ever done anything to compromise the quality of one of my videos? But this is just about trying to streamline the process a little bit, because it just takes far too long to make videos for my channel. And like I said, part of the problem there is just with magazine read-throughs, I have lighting issues. So, because the thing is, having it down here, like now, I can just say, wait until my wife, because my wife goes to bed way earlier than I do. And so I could record a magazine read-through on just, some random Tuesday night, at like 10 p.m. after my wife's gone to bed. And that would be great. So I am working on the next magazine read-through. And I've already recorded most of the gameplay footage, not all of it. And then I'm going to try, are you kidding me? And then I'm going to try recording it with this new setup, and we're all going to see how it looks. I'm sorry, I know I haven't checked the chat in a while. It's just the stages on this game are long, man. This is a good spot to stop. Ooh, pineapple pizza. We got 150 somethings from William Hetherington. Thanks, man. I don't know what Taiwan money is, but whatever it is, I don't care. Thank you. Subtle Wookie says you'd like to see another vintage computer video. Well, this one would be a little bit weird because it's a Mac classic, like the little, the all-in-one Mac computer. They were going to throw it out at work, and I was like, no, give me that. And so I got it, and I got it all cleaned up and everything, and maxed out the RAM. And I actually already have a floppy disk emulator. It's floppy disk / hard drive emulator that I use in my Apple II, but it's also compatible with the Mac Classical. This one does have a hard drive in it. So I've been like installing all these games on it. And so I was going to make a video that's like, gaming on the Mac Classic, which I just thought was interesting because, my perception growing up with these old Macintosh computers has always been that they suck for video games. And I'm not going to say that that's true, but I will say that they have very unique games that you, for the most part, didn't see on other platforms. Although, interestingly, and I've mentioned this on the show before, I forgot the company. It flew out of my head. Shadowgate and Deja Vu, whatever those games, there's a name that you call all of them because they're made by the same company. They were actually originally written for the Mac Classic. So, like, you could play the original Shadowgate on this Mac Classic, but I guarantee you that it won't be nearly as good, in my opinion, as playing it on the NES. So I'm just scrolling down in the chat here. Someone says these live streams are always at right about dinner time. Well, it's my dinner time too, normally. Yeah, Mike says he makes his show with an iPhone 6. Yeah, honestly, these days, if you have a newer iPhone, like that can just be your whole YouTube channel. They're so good. I mean, I have an iPhone SE, so I mean, I think it's the guts of a 6 Plus, but I don't think the front-facing camera in it is not really all that great. So, Lunatic Bastard says, get another light and put it on you for the GoPro and the image will look great. No, I've tried that. Like I have the big diffuse light for the magazine, but then I have other lights that, I point at myself. It's just very hard to not have the footage for the GoPro look grainy. And, I'm aware that a lot of people watch my show on like a TV. If you're watching my show on like an iPad or something smaller than that, or even like a laptop, it doesn't really matter. But for people that actually watch my show in their living room, if the footage doesn't look good, then it's really going to come out on a display that big. The other thing I'm actually going to start doing is that's the one thing that I bought for Black Friday is I bought a 128 gigabyte SD card for the overhead camera, because I'm going to start recording the magazine read-throughs in 4K. I'm not going to upload them in 4K, but if you record in 4K, even if you downscale it to 1080p, it looks better than if you recorded at 1080p. And also, recording at 4K gives me the option of zooming in and still having a higher resolution shot. So I'm going to start doing that. JD Deluxe says, "Oh, I don't know if that question was for me or Mike. What do you plug your mic into? If it was for me, then just ask it again." Oh, Wookie says, "I love the Nintendo Power 2 read through, but you missed the pillowcase." Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to use the pillowcases anymore. Sorry, I used a cork. I got this big cork desk mat at IKEA, and I think it looks nice. What I'd really like is for the background to be black. And so I was thinking about, you can buy like this stuff where it's like a mouse pad, but it's like huge, and you can just get a plain black one. And I was thinking about messing around with something like that. But we'll see. Oh, Math Guy says we're battling for first place in fantasy football. Yeah, I feel kind of bad about that, just because I don't really want to win the fantasy football league, just because it's kind of like for you guys, and it was for something for us to all do together. I was thinking it's too late, I guess. Oh yeah, Mac Venture. That's correct. Thank you, Nebdoza. We're all doing this fantasy football thing together, but none of us are really talking about it. Like there's message boards on the fantasy football site, but we're not using them. And so I was thinking, like, I don't know if I should have made a special Discord channel for it or something. I don't know. I feel like it should be a lot more fun than it is. Wow, Smoke Monster says phone cameras all suck. Well, sorry to hear that. Oh, we got $3 from Jonathan. Thanks, man. He enjoyed the last Let's Read. I appreciate that. Are you doing another big Christmas gift opening episode? Yes, I've been saving all the packages I've gotten, because I'm going to wait and, present them all on the Christmas live, or it's not going to be a live stream, the Christmas special. There's going to be a Christmas live stream and a Christmas, episode of the show. And I'm going to show them all on the special, not the live stream. So I've been saving them all for that. Oh, how do you record your audio? It keeps jumping around. Sorry. I record audio, not this audio. This audio is using this, what is this, an AT2020 mic from Audio Technica into a mixer, and that goes into the computer. For all the voiceover stuff for the show, whether it's like the Dreamcast launch episode, or anything. Well, although I got to correct myself. I used a different microphone for the last Let's Read, but I don't think I'm going to use it again. So I have this little Rode. It's called a Rode Video Micro. It's a shotgun microphone, but it's like 3 inches long. And, it got pretty good reviews, and it's like $50. And so I bought one a few years ago thinking I was going to use it for stuff. And I'm constantly struggling to find a role for it around here, because at the end of the day, I just don't like it that much. Like, it doesn't sound that good. Obviously I do EQ adjustment with it and whatnot. Like, I felt like the audio for that last magazine read through sounded pretty decent. Like, I had to mess with it quite a bit, but it sounded pretty decent. But and that audio is going straight into the camera. But I've got my big regular shotgun microphone that I use for recording voiceover and whatnot, and I think I'm just going to use that for the magazine read-throughs. And that doesn't involve a computer. That's just a shotgun microphone going straight into a Zoom H6, and then there's a little bit of adjustments or whatever you want to call it that get done after the fact in an editing program. Somebody, one of you guys, who's like, I don't know if he's an audio engineer or what he is, but he knows a lot about that kind of stuff, and he made me some presets for my digital audio workstation to make my voice sound better. So that's what I use. I mean, if you have any more specific questions than that, you can feel free to ask, or you can always email me. Hey, what's up, Joe? Reluctant Heroes late, but glad to be here. Well, I'm glad you're here too, man. I think we're almost caught up here. Oh, $5 from Tommy. Thanks, man. I'm glad you're here. Tommy doesn't get to catch the streams too often, so that's pretty awesome. Video game obsession. What's up, man? Oh, excellent question. Opinion of pecan pie. I love pecan pie. In fact, there's this guy at the farmer's market here who he runs like a bakery, and he makes all kinds. He makes scones and bread and cookies, and he makes all these pies. And his pecan pie has got to be the best pecan pie. Are you kidding me right now? Do we get continues? It's got to be the best pecan pie I've ever had in my life. I don't know why. I don't know enough. I'm not a baker. I don't know why it's better. I just know that it is better. And what happened? And I mean, even bad pecan pie is all right, like a Costco pecan pie. Then you're getting quantity and not quality, but it's still decent. But man, something about the way this guy makes pecan pie, that's just crazy good. This year, I didn't get pecan pie because we got, from the same guy though, I got a pumpkin pie. I also love pumpkin pie. I just love pie in general. I feel like you have like cake people and pie people. I like cake, but I will always take a pie over a cake. Unless it's like normally I want like a fruit pie. Like to me, things like key lime pie, lime's a fruit, but that's more of like a pudding pie, or chocolate cream pie. Those are fine, but that's not really what I'm talking about when I say I want a pie. I want like a cherry pie or an apple pie or blackberry pie or something. But anyway, so I bought a pumpkin pie this year from this guy instead of a pecan pie, and then my wife made something like an apple pie. It's called something else. I don't really understand. It's kind of like a deep dish pie, but it was very, very good. But we went over to somebody else's house for Thanksgiving, so we didn't have any leftovers or anything, which was kind of a crime. But the one thing that we had was lots of pie, because I bought one pie and then we brought home the leftovers of the other pie, because the host where we went, she wanted us to get it out of the house so that she didn't eat the whole thing. And we were happy to oblige. Does anybody, somebody must know. I don't actually know what these pink orbs do. Is it just a point bonus, or am I getting something for that? I feel like I used to know that, and now I don't. Was it pick up a few of them and you got another bomb maybe or something? I just can't remember. Oh, extra life. Good. Man, my thumb's starting to hurt. I think I'm out of gaming shape. Sorry, I know I didn't get caught up all the way with the chat. I just felt like that was like a pretty long break in the gaming, so I wanted to get back to it. Now we're back to the boss battle. Teresa says pumpkin pie is the best pie. I don't know. I mean, I have a hard time ranking pies, you know. I just love pie. Pecan pie, pumpkin pie. Oh, hey, Vinny's here. What's up, man? So I'm just trying to get caught up because I feel like people probably said something or something and I didn't respond. There's just too much flying by. Wait, somebody... Oh, Brian, we're watching Die Hard at home right now, so I have the volume off on the stream. Yeah, Die Hard, to me, like, Die Hard in my house is a Christmas tradition. I would never tell anybody to watch my stream instead of Die Hard. That's like sacrilegious. So I have zero issue with Brian watching Die Hard and muting my dumb ass. Oh, Josh hates pie crust. Wow, that's kind of... Have you never had good pie? I mean, well, you know, different strokes for different folks, I guess. But I like pie crust. Like, I mean, I eat quiche, but really it's just as I want the pie crust. All right, John Gabriel says the pink orbs upgrade your weapon after you get a certain amount of them. Oh yeah, someone mentioned the mini. It flew by too fast. It keeps jumping around. Yeah, you know, it's funny. So I have the mini, the TurboGrafx-16 mini or whatever the heck it's called. Oh yeah, Derek said, isn't this one going to be on the mini? I have it on pre-order from Amazon, so when that gets here, we'll do a stream with it like we've done with all the other mini systems. Nobody has reached out and tried to give me one for free. So I mean, you know, NEC or whoever the heck, you know, Konami, which is fine. I mean, you know, if I've already got something on pre-order and then someone wants, you know, if a company wants to give me one, then hey, you know, what's the difference? But you know, I'm perfectly happy to pay for them. Obviously. All right, that's the end of that one. Moth Boy, what's up, man? I don't want that thing. Christmas Vacation is the best Christmas movie. I don't know about that. I like Christmas Vacation. You know, the local theater here has started showing old movies like every Sunday and Wednesday or something. And they're going to be showing Christmas Vacation, but I just don't know if that's a movie that I care about watching on a big screen. Because I mean, they're charging you, you know, $10 or $11 or whatever to watch it. So, you know, if it was like a $5 movie to go see this old movie, I'd be okay with it. But like I went and saw Back to the Future. They showed that one on the big screen. That one was cooler to see on the big screen. But I don't know. We did watch. Christmas Vacation last year at Christmas because my wife had never seen it. So, you know, we watched a few Christmas movies together. Like, you know, she wanted to watch Home Alone because for her that, you know, that's like one of her favorite Christmas movies, and I love Home Alone as well, so I had no problem with that. But then we watched Christmas Vacation because she had never seen it. But I would say the same thing. Like, so, like, I love Home Alone. That's another movie that they're going to show one of these nights, at the theater. And it's kind of the same thing. It's like, I mean, what do I really care about seeing Home Alone on a giant screen? So I'm probably going to skip that one too. And then they're going to show a bunch of Harry Potter movies, which I, you know, Listen, I don't know. I don't really know anything about Harry Potter. I've never seen a Harry Potter movie. I've never read any of the books. But I'm definitely not excited about the fact that they're going to be showing all of those movies. But I think I'm excited for other people, if that makes sense, because I can imagine, there are a lot of Harry Potter fans out there. And I don't even know how many movies there are, but it seems like there's a lot. And they're going to show, like, all of them in maybe not quite consecutive weeks. But so that'll be cool for those people to check out. It's funny, this whole level has kind of a Life Force kind of vibe going on, with all of the, well, I guess it's not blood and guts, but it kind of looks like it, and then the floating eyeballs that we just got there. Oh yeah, Pete brought it up. So we were gonna do Secret Santa this year, but I was just busy and I kind of dropped the ball and we didn't do it. And then somebody, I don't know if it was you, Pete. I don't want to take credit away from somebody else. Somebody came up with the idea in the Discord of if we waited and did Secret Santa in like July, so it'd be like Christmas in July. And I thought that sounded like a pretty cool idea. So that's what we are going to do. So I guess stay tuned. That's the kind of thing that would pretty much be done like in the Discord and on Patreon. So I'm not going to do that on like on Twitter or something, because I kind of don't really want the general public jumping in on that, just because I want it to be people who are kind of part of the community, who I feel like I don't have to worry about them stiffing somebody. So yeah. Assuming this is just like a mid-level mini-boss. Looks pretty cool, though. He's just a little bit too easy that I wouldn't expect him to be like a... Although he's hanging in there. I saw somebody earlier mentioning that Bithead 1000 likes the PC Engine shooters. I agree. How nice would it be if Bithead 1000 joined us for a PC Engine shooter stream? He could even make fun of my lack of skills with the shooters, but he doesn't want to do a live stream with me, so that won't be happening. So this is the level where I always get my butt kicked, so I'm just warning people now. Plus, we've been playing Blazing Lazers now for quite some time, so I wouldn't really have a problem with switching out the game pretty soon, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get here. Certainly, I'm in good shape as far as I've got my weapon pretty well powered up here. This is the kind of level where if you don't, and you can't kind of get rid of like all of these things that are shooting at you, these like stationary things, you'll end up with just too many bullets flying around the screen, and you'll just die. So like if we get killed here and go back to sort of go back to zero or whatever as far as the weapons goes, then we're going to be in kind of deep doo-doo. So I'm trying to concentrate here. So. Oh boy. Oh, I saw that coming. See, now we're kind of screwed. Well, we'll see. Ooh, I don't like that. Who's saying shmups in the chat? Stop it. That word is forbidden. Oh, come on. Is William watching the show at work? I don't actually know what time it is where he is. No! Oh my gosh. I didn't even see what hit me. Oh, it's 10:30 in the morning there? Yeah, so is he at work then? Oh. Trying to decide what's better. I think the homing missiles are. Wow. I'm not sure I've ever even seen this boss before. What is he, a rock? Oh, there we go. Oh, I couldn't see the thing coming down. Ah, damn it. Well, if I continue, I have to start the level over again, right? Well, how about this? I'm going to pause it right here and then check the chat, and then you guys decide if you want me to keep playing this or if it's time to move on. Oh, yeah, I think it was Eric Dawson that came up with the idea. For the Christmas in July thing. Do I think Genesis or TurboGrafx has better shooters? I'm not going to say that word. I mean, there's some great shooters on the Genesis, but especially if you take the PC Engine library into account, the TurboGrafx has the better shooters. Oh, someone's saying this might be why Bithead 1000 sub count is low because it doesn't do live streams. I mean, I don't know how much live streaming would help his sub count, but I just think that Bithead would. Oh my gosh, I think Bithead would do great live streams. Like I would love to see that. I talked to him about it via email, but I don't know if he doesn't know how to set it up or the problem I think with that is look at what time he does his show. He does his show at like 4:00 in the mornings. That's when he can. Can't really live stream at 4:00 in the morning. When I'm sure his audience, as is mine, is primarily American. But even if he just did Let's Plays, he's done some Let's Plays, and I really enjoyed all of them. He has the Kadash Let's Play, TurboGrafx Kadash Let's Play that I've watched multiple times, even though it's like over an hour long, just because it's really good. So I mean, I wish he would do more of that kind of stuff. But that being said, I don't know what it was. For those of you who are Bithead fans, I haven't watched the episode that he uploaded today, but the previous one, I think it was just called like Mega Drive Shooters or something. I don't know what it was, but I enjoyed every minute of that episode. Even just like the fact that he has the police scanner and like we have to wait because there's something coming. Just everything about that episode was just awesome, and I really enjoyed it. So even if he does more of that, like I miss the PC Engine Chronicles. Sometimes it just seems like his show is just too much of just like here's the stuff people sent me, which people send me stuff and I feel the same way. I feel like an obligation to show it on the show. I mean, like I want to. It's just like a way to say thank you. But at the same time, that can't be your entire show. But, he gets sent a lot of stuff. So what else is he supposed to do, I guess? Sorry, you can probably hear the mouse clicking through the microphone. Someone left me a comment the other day, saying that I should mount the microphone boom to something else so that you can't hear the typing from the keyboard, or just I mean, you can hear that because it's coming up through the microphone arm, but I just don't feel like I do that often enough. And plus, I don't. He was saying I should mount the microphone to the banister over here, which this thing is not very stable, so I wouldn't do that. But I wonder if there'd be a way. Well, I don't see why not. Like if I mounted it to like the floor joists up here, and had it come down, that'd be kind of cool. Actually, I don't know if you could do that or not. All right, I think I'm caught up. Hopefully, I didn't skip people. Whenever I'm getting like close to the bottom, it just like skips all the way to the bottom. You know. Oh, Jinx says I love Bithead 1000's picture. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just stuff like that. Like it's awesome that now he can just like whip down a TV and like, hey, let's check this game out. It adds something to the show. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. O'Brien says he likes TV sports football. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I shouldn't tell you guys this because it just will be, you know, another way in which I disappoint you. But I really wanted to do a Thanksgiving special this year. I was going to write a poem like I did for the Halloween special, whenever that was, and just talk about, you know, Thanksgiving memories. And then I was going to play, football games, like just different football games. And that would have been so cool. But I just, it coincided with me trying to get that magazine read through done, and so I just wasn't able to make it happen. So you know, maybe next year, I guess. Like that's like the motto of this show is maybe next year. RG Dickinson said any additional arcade boards. No, I haven't gotten any new arcade boards. I do have a Super Gun, but you know, there's something. I'm not knowledgeable enough about this to really be able to speak intelligently, but there's some people that talk about certain super guns maybe could potentially fry your upscaler, and that kind of freaked me out. And so now I kind of don't really want to plug a super gun into an upscaler. I mean, like if we were going to play arcade games, like I could bust out the Mister and we could play some arcade games that way, or I could use MAME or something. But you know, I mean, I would say like unless I got a better super gun, but I don't even know what that means. Plus, I don't really have that many arcade boards, so I only have a few. Yeah, Dungeon Explorer is a great game. Like Dungeon Explorer is the kind of game that should get its own live stream, though. You know, like that's the kind of thing we could beat in one sitting if I didn't suck at it too bad. Mothboy, well, yeah, you'd pick up your wife, walk around upstairs. That's true, except I usually live stream when my wife's not home, as she is now. Or as she is not now, I guess I should say. All right, I think I'm caught up. So, oh, hey, Shane's here. You've been watching In the Office on the Switch. Oh, that's cool. Well, thanks for stopping by, man. That's awesome. 12 days of Christmas stream. Well, I can't do 12 days of Christmas, but I will. So I'm gonna give this level another go, and while I do it, I'm gonna talk about. So my idea for this year's Christmas stream, not for the Christmas special, because I don't really need ideas for that, but you know, last year for the Christmas stream, which I believe was called A Very CGQ Christmas, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the live stream that was called that, not the Christmas special. We played like some Christmas-themed games. I don't even remember which ones except for Batman Returns, and I think we played an Atari 2600 game. Somebody was asking in the Discord today, like, "Oh, are you going to play some more Christmas-themed games?" And I was thinking, you know, I kind of don't want to, just because I don't even know what's left that we haven't already played. But then I had this. I mean, I was just like spitballing, you know, ideas. And I kind of had this cool idea, and at least the people in the Discord thought it was cool, but I'll just run it by all of you guys too. I was thinking, what if instead we picked a year and we played some of the games that were like the hot, you know, Christmas, you know, the games that you would have been asking for Christmas that year. So just as an example, because we wouldn't do this here, like if we did 1988, then you know, we would. Oh, Dang it. That would be like Super Mario Brothers 2, Zelda 2, Castlevania 2, that kind of thing. If we did 1988, which we're not going to do. So we could do like 1989. Like I don't even know off the top of my head like what were the hot games of the Christmas of '89, but it would just be a matter of like cracking open some magazines and making a short list. And it would make it a lot easier if we tried to maybe stick to one system. I mean, in '89, if we did '89, I mean, this was out in Christmas of '89, but I was just thinking if we did '89, then we could just say, like, okay, it's only going to be, like, NES games. And I think that might be kind of cool. Like, I know whenever, like, Christmas comes around now, I get kind of nostalgic thinking about, we got an extra life. Not that we necessarily need it. Thinking about, like, what if you had gotten, like, the Super Nintendo on Christmas morning, and you had, like, all of those early releases. You could play like F-Zero and Castlevania 4 and stuff like that. So that was my idea. It was just like maybe like this year we could just say, okay, it's Christmas 1989, and these are like the games that would have been on your Christmas list. Damn it. We're in deep trouble. I don't even know what hit me. I mean, part of it, I'd have to go back and look at the catalog, and maybe I'm way off base, but I just feel like we don't stream NES games that often. And which is funny because, I feel like we stream a lot of Genesis just because I love the Genesis, but I mean, my three all-time favorite systems are the Nintendo, the NES, the Genesis, and the PlayStation. And, I don't really stream PlayStation just because, maybe it's not as easy to sort of like, pick up and play. That's more like, okay, we're just going to play one game for the whole stream. Although I say that and how long we've been playing Blazing Lazers for. But I just don't feel like we really stream NES that often. I don't really understand why. So, I mean, it doesn't really get covered on my show that much. And, I know I have to... That got ugly. I know I still have to make the NES launch episode. I don't know when that's coming out. Not anytime soon. And, I mean, that'll get it some coverage. But, like, outside of magazine read-throughs, like... the only time we really talk about the NES on the show is when I'm providing, like, some historical background for, some game that came out on another system. I got trapped. I thought my wife was home, but it's just the rain hitting. We have like this metal cover that goes over the basement window when it rains, and obviously when it gets rained on, it makes a lot of noise. Oh, why did I do that? And then as far as like when like the Christmas live stream would be, I know somebody had asked like, oh, could you do it on Christmas Eve? And like, no way. Like my wife would kill me if I did that, and I wouldn't blame her. So I'll have to check the schedule, but maybe like the night of the 23rd. Or... I was thinking, oh, I'll do it the Sunday before, but like I'm watching football, man. Like I'm already kind of salty that I'm going to this. I'm going to this convention on Sunday because I'm going to miss the 49er game. Although I guess I can stream it on my phone because I have YouTube TV. All right. What happened? We just lose audio? Oh, hold on. I think I came unplugged. Yeah. No, I'm not picking my butt. There we go. Okay. Wasn't so bad, but is that the mid-level boss, or are we done? That music says I think we're done. Nice. So I'm going to go ahead and... I feel like I've seen this level, so maybe I have beaten that boss before. All right, so let me just check the chat again here real fast. Maybe not that fast. I don't know. Oh, someone says play an English translated game. Yeah, that would be cool to do sometime. Didn't I play Stella? Yeah, I think that might have been what I played last year. Yeah, I mean, 1988 would be awesome. I just feel like we just talked about a lot of those games on the last read-through, so I just don't really want to go... I feel like we'd be like, retracing our steps in a way. All right, Shane approves of the idea, so that's good. Yeah, it is crazy that 1989 was 30 years ago. I feel old. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. What year? I feel like Punch-Out came out in like 87. Hey, Rory's here. What's up, man? Hey, Reluctant Hero got a Game Boy for Christmas in 89. That's what I got in Christmas of 89. So we should do a... That would be cool. I'm not going to do that, though. We could do like a... Although we've never done a Game Boy live stream. That's a good point. Something to think about. Chickens are taken care of, Teresa, but thank you for asking. All right, I think I'm caught up. Am I going to Christmas it up in the background? I don't know. I don't really know what to put up there, aside from... I mean, I could get a red light and a green light, but I don't know if that would actually... I don't know if that would look good or not. And yeah, I could use a mister for that. That's true. Tetris stream. I'm really not good at Tetris. So, I probably would not do a Tetris stream. What's this guy doing? Oh, I see. Well, this is a cool looking level. It's like space ice. Take that. kind of reminds me of Galaga 90 or Galaga. Oh no! Why did I choose to play this on Super SD System 3 instead of the Mister? I don't really know. I mean, I don't have my Mister down here, and for whatever reason, I guess I feel like I prefer playing on real hardware, and this is at least halfway real hardware. I mean, I don't think, God damn it. Like, I don't feel like this is better than Mister. I don't know. That's a good question. I guess I'm just not used to the fact that now you can pretty much do everything with the Mister, you know? I'm very excited about the you suck. About the Sega CD core for the Mister. Just because I think I don't know. I mentioned it. Oh, that was on. I was on Smoke Monster's stream on Thanksgiving. Sorry, I forgot to tweet about it. I was mentioning to him that, you know, my Sega CD is kind of still having problems, not related to the work that Mobius Strip Tech did. So I was actually thinking about buying the Mega SD, which, I mean, I still wouldn't mind having one, but I mean, it's $250. And now that we have a Mister core, Sega CD core, I mean, I guess I don't really see why I would buy a Mega SD. And I'm not sure what the difference would be. Oh, damn it. I don't really care for this level, I'm not going to lie to you. I think I'm kind of ready to play something else. Last Gamer did a video on pronunciation for Galaga or Galaga. Well, I'd like to watch that. I was going to say, because Last Gamer's Australian, right? They say Galaga there for sure, because I remember Modern Vintage Gamer was on my side, because that's how he says it too. But it's funny, because I actually did do some research, although not as much as I guess Last Gamer, because I didn't talk to Namco. But I did find, I forgot what. I found something from back in the day saying how to pronounce it that came straight from somebody at Namco, or maybe at I think it might have been at Williams, because I think Williams was who distributed the arcade cabinet here in the U.S. It was Midway. Maybe it was Midway, actually. And they were saying that at that time, the correct pronunciation was Galaga, because it's Galaxian, Galaga. And some people do still say it that way, but I just felt like, I don't know, I did a lot of reading and a lot of research to decide how I was going to pronounce that game for that episode, and I just settled on Galaga, seeming the most correct to me. And certainly I think if I don't know, I have mixed feelings. Like, part of me wants to say, well, you know, if I had known that many people were going to get that upset, I would have just said Galaga. But at the same time, that's not really how I roll on my show, so I don't know. I guess I just think maybe it's a little bit disappointing that many people get, you know, bent out of shape over something so stupid, but whatever. So is anyone going to tell me what do you want to play next? I mean, we want to play another shooter, or we can go in a different direction. Legendary Axe? I'll play it for a little bit, but I feel like we just played... I feel like I've played Legendary Axe in a live stream before. That being said, Legendary Axe is one of my favorite... one of my favorite games on the system. I've probably told the story before, but... you know, I don't know what year it was. Let's say it was 2009. I made that up. I got a TurboGrafx-16. I don't know who I got it from. I got my first TurboGrafx-16 in like 2003 or 2004. That sounds loud to me. Yeah, that's too loud. That sounds better. So I had this, I've probably told this story before, but I'm sure none of you haven't heard it. Or some of you haven't heard it. Sometime in like the late 90s, I picked up a brand new in the box Atari Jaguar because a local store was clearing them out. I've told the story, they had a pile of Sega 32Xs, and they had a pile of Atari Jaguars. And it was $25 for either one. And for some reason, I just wasn't interested in the 32X. But I remembered that, I had played the Jaguar back in 93 when it came out. There was a demo kiosk at this store called The Good Guys, which The Good Guys doesn't exist anymore. It was sort of like a high-ish end audio-video store, like not like Magnolia, but it was just like maybe they sold a little bit higher-end stuff than like Circuit City did. And I keep popping the mic. And so I just remembered that, and it was, Cybermorph was the game that was in the system at the demo kiosk. And I just thought, I remember at the time being impressed with it. Like, everybody likes to, say how bad the Jaguar sucks and whatnot. But, if you played Cybermorph in 1993, when, you were used to playing Genesis, that game looked really quite next gen. And so for that reason, I picked up the Jaguar. The problem with that was it was at least before I had an eBay account. I can't say eBay didn't exist because I'm sure that's not true, but like, I think I signed up for my eBay account in like 99. So, I didn't have really a way to get Jaguar games. Because like I went to like the local video game stores and they're like, yeah, we don't have any Jaguar games. And, or they had one, and I can't even remember what it was called. It wasn't a game that I enjoyed. So I only had 2 games for it, and I guess I just never really put any effort into finding more, even after I got my eBay account. But on one of the forums, probably the Digital Press forums, because I was a member of those back in the day, somebody had a complete in the box TurboGrafx-16 that they wanted to trade. And so I mentioned that I had a complete in the box, barely used Atari Jaguar. And the guy wanted to do the trade. And so did I, because I had never had a TurboGrafx. I had played TurboGrafx games in an emulator called Magic Engine. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. Back then, like, there were, I played my first emulator sometime in like the mid 90s. I think it was Nesticle. But, oh, this guy's gonna hit me. But, they weren't quite as common. And so my point was just, there was not a free TurboGrafx-16 emulator available at that time. The only emulator that I remember being available was this one called Magic Engine, which you had to pay for. Like, you could get like a demo, you could download a demo version of it, but if you wanted to have the full version, you actually had to pay for it. And so I had it, and I didn't actually pay for it though. It was like the guy had the thing on his site where like every month he would give away a copy of Magic Engine. Like, I think I was just playing the demo version, and so one month I won the free copy, and so then I had it that way. But so I played TurboGrafx games that way, and I thought the system was pretty cool. And so when this guy wanted to trade, I jumped on it, and I had that TurboGrafx for quite some time. And then I ended up, and I had quite a few games for it as well. I'm trying to think of what games I had that would be like expensive. Maybe not anything really, although these days everything's expensive for the TurboGrafx, right? But I ended up selling the system because I had too much stuff. I've told that before about how I kind of did this great purge where I got rid of a bunch of my stuff because I just had too much stuff. But also because I was trying to buy an engagement ring, so I could propose to my wife, obviously. And so I got rid of it. And pretty quickly, I kind of decided that was like a dumb thing to do. And, oh I know you're supposed to jump on the rope. I was being impatient. But anyway, pretty quickly I decided that was like a dumb thing to do, get rid of a TurboGrafx-16. And so I was able to actually buy another one a few years later, before the prices got crazy. And come on. And not only rebuy all the games that I had, but also get a bunch of new ones. I don't like this boss at all. Yeah, Rock wins. You got that right. I don't want to play this game anymore. Sorry. Do I have a Switch? Yes. In fact, I bought some new Switch games for Black Friday. I got the downloads. I got the Castlevania collection because it was $10, and I bought a Sega Ages game. I forgot. Oh, Columns 2 or something. It was like $4. I was pretty excited to get the Castlevania collection though because I wanted it, but $20 for a bunch of games I already own. Like I was not really cool with that, but $10 for that many Castlevania games on the Switch, like that's like less than $2 a game. Like how can you say no to that? Oh, Brian's done watching Die Hard. Put in Die Hard 2. Oh, Ninja Spirit. Yeah, we could play some Ninja Spirit. We played Ninja Spirit on the last time we streamed too, I think, though. Jaguar for a TurboGrafx-16. You won that trade. I mean, at the time they were about the same monetary value. I mean, it was a good trade. But yeah, as far as like which one is going to be more fun, I definitely came out on top on that one. All right. I'm going to load up. Oh, Derek's leaving. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by, man. I'm going to load up one of my favorite games. This is a game we've played on the stream before. I just haven't played it in a while, so I want to play it. And then after that, we can play something else. I mean, I'm down for playing a Bonk game. I've never been that good at Bonk games. I guess I've just never really put the time into them, though, I suppose. Sorry, I just like the music. I should put the soundtrack to this on my phone. I should listen to this at work. Okay. This is like one of the few games that I would still like to have there's not. I mean, I'm always down to buy any TurboGrafx-16 game that I don't already have, but I don't really actively look for them. But a nice like PC Engine version of Soldier Blade would be cool to have. I'm not really interested in having the American version just because this was a late release on the TurboGrafx, and it came in a cardboard box. And at that point, I don't even know. I'd have to go look. I don't know if I have any cardboard box release games, like maybe just like loose copies. But I don't want to have a cardboard box. So it's like at that point, I'd rather have the loose game. But for a game like this, I like to have a complete copy. So you might as well have like a PC Engine copy. But this game's even not cheap on the PC Engine. Like I think it's over $100 now. And I've got the Super SD System 3, and I've got a Turbo EverDrive, and so it's just although I don't know, you could say I've bought a lot of Genesis games, and I don't really need those either, right? So I mean, in this day and age, there's not too many systems where I really need to buy physical copies of games anymore. But, I think at least to a certain extent, we're all still collectors. So, even though you can't really justify it from a practical perspective. You know, we still want to have some of the games that we really liked. What's up, Rick Machio? You know, it's interesting. You know, this was part of you know, sort of the Soldier series, which started off on the NES and the Famicom. What was the name of that game? What was the name of that game? Was it just? It was Star Soldier. It was Star Soldier, and there's Super Star Soldier, and then Final Soldier, and then Soldier Blade. And for some reason, sometimes people think that somehow Blazing Lazers is like part of this series, when that's not the case at all. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is very similar. I would say that, you know, Blazing Lazers in a lot of ways has the feel of one of the Soldier games, but they are totally unrelated. The background music for this level has got to be one of my favorite tracks, if you want to call it that, on the system. Ernie's asking if I'm going to get the TurboGrafx-16. Oh, yeah. I got it on pre-order, yeah. You know, it's funny. I have like too many of these mini systems now. I have the ones that I've bought. I've got the ones that you know, like the Sega sent me the Genesis Mini. I've got a few of them that, you know, various viewers have sent. And I say now I have like this whole stack of them in the closet. Now, like I don't really use any of them. Like for a while, I had the NES Mini hooked up in my living room, but you know, at this point, you know, if I wanted to have a system, like an easy system hooked up in my living room, I could take the Mega SG down there, or the Super NT, or the Mister. So, I mean, I guess they're neat to have as collector's items, but like I don't really have that much space to store stuff like that. And so, like, part of me wants to get, you know, just get rid of them, but I mean, it's hard because I don't feel like I can get rid of the ones that, you know, you guys gave me, just because that feels like a sleazebag thing to do. But I also feel like it's one of those things where, you know, I don't like getting rid of any gaming stuff anymore, hardly, because a lot of times I subsequently end up needing it for the show, and then I feel stupid for getting rid of it. Sorry, I'm all like low down in the picture because I'm slumping down. So I keep them around anyway, but you know, it's like the value that I'll get out of the TurboGrafx-16 Mini will be streaming with it, and then once it's done, it's going to go in the closet, you know, with the rest of them, I'm sure. I mean, you don't really have to destroy all the... it's like a habit I have. Every time I play this game, I want to destroy, like, all of these things. Because really, it's like you're kind of trying to milk the game for points. Because you want to get as many extra lives as you can. Because, you know, with this game, like, early in the going, it's pretty easy. Like, I think, you know, Bithead said something about how, like, this game will make you feel like you're a shooter expert. because it goes pretty easy on you in the earlier levels, but it does get hard later on. And so you are going to want to rack up as many extra lives as you can, because you're going to need them later. I didn't mean to pick up that weapon. Better. I hate this guy. Well, we took a hit, but we didn't die, so that's good. And we'll be seeing more of that guy at the end of the level, I think. All right. I like how this game calls levels operations. That's pretty cool. All right. Check in with the chat. Is your room a legit Fallout shelter? No, but that's a legit Fallout shelter sign. I think I mentioned that before, but back during the Cold War, the U.S. government basically designated like any building that had a public building that had a basement was designated a Fallout shelter, and so they printed up, I don't know, hundreds of thousands, I don't know, of these signs. Because that's a nice like enamel sign with like reflective paint on it. And they made so many of them that there are still brand new ones that never got used. And so you can get that sign, like that's an original sign from like the 60s or something, on eBay for like $20. So, anybody who has a basement, like why wouldn't you want a Fallout shelter sign in your basement? Like it's neat. It's going to be a Fallout shelter if, World War III ever happens, just because I don't have anywhere else to go. But I don't know how effective it would be. You doing okay, Ernie? Ernie's retracting a lot of messages this evening, unless somebody's retracting them for him. You'd be streaming during World War II. I mean, I don't know if the internet would still be working if that happened. So, all right. Anyway, I didn't really see anything that I needed to respond to. Somebody else can correct me if I'm wrong. I was going to go ahead and get back to the game. I'm not a huge fan of this level, to be quite honest. So I always feel like this level is just kind of something I have to deal with rather than something I actually enjoy playing. If you're not watching the stream at 60 frames per second, then this weapon is going to look very strange because you're only going to see half of it. Shook the whole desk. I didn't mean to pick that up. When I was at the, I see people were talking about the Core Grafx. When I was at the convention in Connecticut, they actually had a Core Grafx for sale, and I wouldn't go so far as to call him a buddy of mine. I met him through Retro RGB Bob, guy named Lou. I'm only saying he's not a friend of mine because I don't know him that well, so I don't want to like overstate my relationship with the guy. But Retro RGB Bob's got like a lot of cool friends that I got to meet at these two conventions. And anyway, Lou bought the Super Grafx, and you know the Super Grafx is of course not RGB modded, but if you plug a Super SD System 3 into it, then you don't need it to be RGB modded. So I was kind of glad when Lou bought it because I might have, I think it was like $400. So actually, I probably wouldn't have bought it, but I would have wanted to buy it. I mean, there was only like, what, 6 games that came out on the Super Grafx, and not all of them are necessarily good. I think it had 1943 Kai and Ghouls and Ghosts. And that was more than that, but I think at least one of the 6 games is not something that probably most people would actually want to play. Get away from me. All right, we're kind of not in super great shape right now. Here, let's do this. But I guess my point was just that, you know, if you have a Super SD System 3, then if you hook that up to a Super Grafx, that's like the best setup you can have, because then you can play, I think, literally everything. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe there's like some esoteric PC Engine game that you can't play with that setup, but then you can play all turbo chip games, CD, Super CD, arcade card CD, and Super Grafx. So that's kind of like the perfect setup to have. And Blarg is saying, yeah, you think the Mr. Kill is the reason for having a Super Grafx? Yeah, I agree, because now you can play SuperGrafx games on the PC Engine core for the Mister, which, you know, considering the price that oh, I hate this boss. Considering the price that that a SuperGrafx commands, hold on, I gotta concentrate. I'm still gonna die, but I'm gonna. Yep, see, there you go. Give me that. Oh! Sorry, that was probably loud. See, this guy throws curveballs. There we go. All right. Sorry, that didn't go well. Kind of want a PC Engine with a shuttle controller. I kind of want a PC Engine shuttle. And I don't know why, but like an RGB modded PC Engine shuttle, you know, with a turbo EverDrive in it. That'd be pretty cool. Just because they look funny. Like, I don't actually want one. I'm not going to go buy one, but needed that. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, we were down to 2 lives out of 5. So, although, I mean, some of that was just sloppy play, but, I mean, that boss has always kind of been tricky for me because of those, like, sort of magnetic fields that it uses. Another great song in the background, if you can hear it. I don't want that. Funny, instead of worrying about where the microphone is mounted for, you know, random keyboard thumping, I wish I could mount the monitor to something else because I'm always shaking it like this. And, you know, well, I guess I could just not have the webcam sitting on top of the monitor would be the easiest way to solve that problem. But, you know, it shakes the image every time I touch the desk. But I could easily mount the webcam on a tripod behind the desk, and then that wouldn't be a problem anymore. I forgot about what this guy does. Ooh. He'll be back. Yeah. Anybody picked up the ColecoVision FPGA system? Was that actually a FPGA system? If you have in case you didn't know this, if you have a Mega SG and you jailbreak it, then that has a ColecoVision core. I haven't really messed with it too much because I don't need to, but it's nice having. I don't know how that works though. If you want to play a game that requires keypad input. Oh my goodness. I don't like the sound of that.
Alert. Alert. Alert.
Oh, there's hotkey options. Well, there you go. All right, I don't think I've missed anything. So, keep going. Oh, I knew what I had to do there, too. Oh, I just did it again. I don't know what I was supposed to do there. Well, I've never seen that boss before, so that didn't really go well. Pete can't keep his eyes open. Yeah, man, don't make yourself stay up late. The archive will be up, soon. Continue. It's weird for, I say, like, oh, I've never seen this boss before. Like, I have kind of this weird thing with shooters where, like, if I die, I'm like, oh, that's it, I'm done. Like, I'll play, like, one life. And I don't know why I do that, because you're never going to get to see a lot of a game if you're going to be that hard on yourself. Especially with, like, Gradius. I have an Amazon package to pick up, but can't go pick it up because I'm hanging out with you guys. Plus, it's at my job, so I'll get it tomorrow. That's the iPad holder thing I was telling you about. So I'm almost done recording the gameplay footage for that Let's Read. So I should be able to record the episode this week. I mean, what day is today? Wednesday? I don't know, maybe like Friday or something. Edited it over the weekend. I've already got most of the gameplay footage recorded, like I said, so it's really just a matter of recording the actual read-through and then editing in some footage. So hopefully it turns out well. It's I mean, it's not like it's a secret, I'll tell you. It's hopefully it should be a big episode. It's issue number 1 of Electronic Gaming Monthly. So I mean, that's, a pretty heavy hitter of a read-through, I would think. I don't know. It's like there's like Nintendo Power, and then there's like everything else, I think, when it comes to the magazine read-throughs. But I enjoy doing the other read-throughs. So, but part of the reason that I want to start doing those more often, and that I set up in the basement, is I really think there's like an untapped audience for that on YouTube. I think if I did those more regularly, I think I could build up an audience. Oh, you suck. And by you, I guess I mean me. You know, because if you look at how often I upload them, it's just not very often. So, you know, it's, you know, YouTube is all about, like, regularity. Oh, that was just a dumb mistake. Making dumb mistakes now. Hey, Chris Archer, what's up? See you, Brian. Yeah, put in Die Hard 2 if you're leaving. Ermi says you love in my shop. I took the time to type out interesting descriptions of my items. I'd have to go look. I actually don't remember what I did. Oh yeah, I think I was like trying to be funny with the shop descriptions. It's funny. I haven't sold anything in the shop in a really long time because I kind of quit mentioning it because I don't know. It's just like one more thing I feel like I don't really have time for. Like I still get all these emails from like, you know, Sticker Mule and Vistaprint, like, oh, we have this new item. And I'm like, oh, that would be cool, but I just don't have time to deal with that kind of stuff, you know. Although, the other day I bought, it's like a stainless steel insulated mug, like not like a trap. What? I know. Pick up now. I know. Like it's an actual mug with a handle, and it only holds like 12 ounces of liquid, you know, but it's like a travel mug. It's insulated. And, you know, and it had someone's custom graphics on it. And I was just thinking, man, like a Classic Gaming Quarterly mug, like that would be kind of cool. Well, you're not in a good spot. It's like jump rope. Oh, dang it. Ah. I could have had him. All right. What didn't I say we were playing something else next? I forgot what. Yeah, well, I'll look into making the mugs. I don't know. If I can get a small enough number. Oh, Aaron, that's what I'm talking about. That MIIR. That's what I have. It's really cool. But you know, I don't know how many colors you can print on one and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't use the sippy lid. I'm not a baby. But you know, I have it at work because I walk to, like, you know, we have lots of coffee stands everywhere, and so I take it with me. And, you know, they charge you a little bit less if you get a refill. It's not really enough less to make it worth it. But, hey, you're helping the environment. So I take it over there and fill it up. And I take the sippy lid, rather, and I put it in my pocket because I fill that thing, like, right up to the rim. Yeah, but no, I'll look into that. Yeah, that would be cool, Ernie, if I could do something like that. I think I got rid of it. Maybe I still have it. I had a Game Boy mug that just had like a Game Boy on it, but when it got hot, it's like the screen turned on and it was Super Mario Land. So yeah, I don't know, I'll look into that because if nothing else, I wouldn't mind having one of those. So, oh, Chris Archer, you just got your first software development job. Well, congratulations, man. I don't know what to play. We should play like a CD. We haven't. All we've played is turbo chip games, but we could be playing CD games. What's under more CD games? I can't read that. This is going to be like all weird stuff, though, I think. Oh, Browning, that's a shooter. Davis Cup Tennis, that one's not that great. At least I don't think so. Hawk F123. A lot of these, I recognize them just from Bithead's show, like Hawk F123. I remember, I think I want to say he did a video where it was like the 10 cheapest PC Engine shooters, and I think Hawk F123 was on that episode. I really hate this font a lot. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? All right, I don't like any of these. Let's go back up and go into what US CD games do we have? 4-1, Adam's Family, Bonk 3, Cotton. I don't want to play. If I'm going to say shooter, should I say a cuter? I don't know. I don't want to play that. Exile 2. Last Alert. Lords of Thunder. I like Gate of Thunder better. Like way better. Terraforming, that one's not that great. Summer 92, Alzadick. I'd check it out. I'm not sure I've ever played that one. No. All right. Where is that that's a HuCard game though, isn't it? Or am I wrong? What did I accidentally do? Oh. CD. All right. That's going to be Japanese CD then, right? Summer Carnival 92. That's it, right? Yep. You can still hear a little bit of the buzzing. This is like a revision 1 SSDS3. And I did the sort of the mod. I think what was the capacitor you put in there? I forgot. I did whatever they said to do. And it definitely helped. You can hear it. It doesn't bother me, but I know it bothers some people, so. Story mode. We can definitely play some Sapphire after this. That's one I'm pretty sure I've never played on a live stream. I mean, honestly, if nothing else, just to like show off, like, look at what the PC Engine could do. Good music. So far, I like this game. Is there a like Caravan Summer Carnival version of this game, or no? Like a full version or whatever, or is that what I'm playing with the story mode? Uh-oh. When the music fades out, that's when you know you're in trouble. Oh, never mind. I figured it was like boss battle time, but I guess the music just had to restart. Ah. All right. Success. Whatever that means. Oh, it's an Naxat game. If I do attack mode, is it like the exact same? Try different shit there. Yeah, I'm ready, dude. Let's go. Oh no, it's a different area. So now you see there's the clock running in the upper left-hand corner. And so like the point of this is to basically rack up as many points as you can before the clock hits whatever time it is, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Some games I think had different I seem to remember with Rekka, which I think was also a Summer Carnival 92 game. I want to say that there were different lengths of time that you could choose. What happened? I think maybe 2 minutes 30 seconds was the limit. I don't know, or maybe something hit me. I don't know. Oh, okay. I keep thinking of more games I want to play now, but I do want to check out. Let's check out Sapphire. Just that would be cool. Are arcade card CDs in a separate folder? I don't think so. That's true. Reluctant Hero says that the soldier games have those caravan modes or time modes built into them. Yeah, Mike is right. This looks like a PS1 game.
次第に疲弊していくかのようであった。しかし同年、人類積年の夢であった反重力物質。
Yeah, Ernie, I do written review. I mean that's kind of how Classic Gaming Quarterly got started. I don't really do them anymore. I don't know why not. I wish I did. Oh, it's funny, you know, speaking of that Bithead 1000 video that just came out a few days ago where he plays Die Hard, he plays Die Hard on the PC Engine. I remember I was watching that, I was thinking, you know, I could swear I reviewed that game at some point. And then I looked it up, and sure enough, I had. And I gave it a 2 out of 5. So, which makes me wonder. I'd kind of like to go back and try it now and see if I still feel that way. But my reasoning for not liking it was that I didn't really feel like it did much to follow the movie at all. Like it was kind of nonsensical, and that the game was really quite repetitive. Like you get bored playing it. Oh, I saw that coming. That's a pretty cool boss. Or sub-boss, I guess. Because here comes the boss. Oh no! I wasn't paying attention. Damn it. See, to me, this is like the cool, like, electric guitar-driven soundtrack of Lords of Thunder without what is, at least to me, the inferior gameplay compared to Gate of Thunder, which, it's funny because the two games are so different. Like, I know they're both, like, these Thunder games, but, oh, damn it. But, I mean, other than the shared Thunder title, the games have like nothing in common. But I've just always been a Gate of Thunder person, and I don't know, Lords of Thunder just doesn't really do anything for me. I thought I got out of the way in time. Those look like Christmas trees. I don't know what's going on here. Holy crap. What? I didn't see that coming. Ah. This game definitely requires some memorization, which is not a big deal and is not really a criticism. It's just a fact. Oh, I see. You're inside of a hallway. I couldn't move. All right, well, we got game over. But anyway, that's a pretty cool game. All right, so another game I was thinking that it'd be cool to check out. Just because I sort of talked about this game in the last read-through. Where are you at? There it is. Salamander. It's kind of funny, I never call these live streams like, oh, it's going to be a PC Engine shooter live stream, but it just kind of ends up being that way. Like, there's so many freaking shooters that are good that, why would you not want to play them? No crap. See, and this is more like the arcade version where you're just straight picking up power-ups rather than picking up those tokens. Like you get in Gradius or in the NES version of Life Force. So, like, if I hadn't screwed up at the beginning because I was adjusting my sweater, you can like option out your ship way faster in Salamander. I mean, you can see I've already got 2 options going. Well, now I have 3. Which you would never have your ship this powered up already if you were playing on the NES, because you wouldn't have gotten that many power-up tokens yet. You see the game runs a little bit faster. I would love some missiles right about now. And in the NES version, these pink blob things don't move. Although you see, I mean, they kind of come after you a little bit, but not too much of a big deal. Damn it. Well, I do have missiles. You have to push the other button. Oh, come on. You have to push the other button, which is funny because then it's like, why don't you just hold down both buttons? Seems cheap. Oh, come on. It seems like, I mean, it's not arcade perfect by any means, but it definitely does the arcade game justice. How are you supposed to get through there? I don't understand. I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh, in the arcade, and I think I showed this. Like, why did I talk about Life Force? Oh, come on an episode of the show. Oh yeah, thank you. Like, it wasn't in a read through; it was in like an actual episode of the show. I talked about Life Force because I even showed. I think it was when I was talking about Gradius 3 on the Super Nintendo in 1991. I showed some arcade footage of this game, which is cool because it has speech. And, I don't know, it just sounds pretty cool. Alright, here we go. Four options. No. All right, yeah, you can't have more than four. Goodness. All right. What's up, Chris Vanderhoff? All right. Chris, I was a little bit worried when you didn't respond on Discord. I hope you're not. I hope you weren't upset with my answer to what you said. I just, I just feel like it's that time of the year, and I just feel like I couldn't. I just feel like I couldn't do that in good conscience, if that makes sense. Oh, come on. It's funny because in the NES version, that boss is a total pushover. I think now we're going to be in big trouble. Because this is not a good weapon to have. Chris, this is PC Engine. Oh my goodness. All right. What do you guys think? One more game? I could do one more game. We've been streaming now for like 2.5 hours. It's kind of a long time, but I could do one more game. I'm going to start looking for one, but if somebody pipes in and says something else, then Coryoon, really? All right. Sports Talk Bocce Ball. I would play that. All right, people want Coryoon. All right, I'll play it. What is that? Is that CD or HuCard? Coryoon. I'm just going to start looking for it. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Is there a difference? Why is there 2 copies? Well, I don't know what's the difference. Uh-oh. Oh, man. He turned her into a baby. Well, this is certainly interesting. With the fruit, it's like New Adventure Island meets a shooter. So I don't think this flying dinosaur guy's not diabetic like Master Higgins is. See, that's the game we should have played. Where'd he get all tiny? Oh my gosh. Oh, what happened? Oh. Oh, we have to shoot chickens? Really? I don't even see what killed me. What keeps killing me? See, the only thing I like about this game is that there's all this fruit flying around, and sometimes it's hard to, like, keep track of, like, what's an enemy and what's, like, a piece of fruit or... What are those, donuts? I don't even see what's killing me. There's, like, too much crap on the screen. It's a neat game, though. I'm not, I mean, I'm just giving my honest opinion. Ooh, flamethrower. Hey, David Green, what's up? What are those, penguins? Oh, what happened? Now you're screwed. Oh, no, you're not. Yeah, that crab's not playing around at all. Dude, how many lives do you get? Can you not? You cannot kill the oysters or what? Alright, I think we're in the last life. You get like 10? I think this flamethrower is my favorite weapon. Crawdad? Oh no. Okay, now I'm back to 2 lives again. Oh my gosh. What in the world? Wish this game had some special weapons or something. You know, like I don't know, bombs or whatever, you know? Why is he blue? I keep picking up lives faster than I can get rid of them, though. I gotta take a break. What's everyone's gaming pet peeves? Shmup is mine. Oh yeah, 4:3 footage stretched to widescreen. That's another one for sure. All right. All right. Yours is when gaming channels spoil endings. Like somebody got on my case for spoiling the ending to Ghouls and Ghosts on the Genesis. Which, like, that game's 30. Oh, that game's 30 years old. You know, like, it's not my fault if you still haven't played it. Is this game glitching, or is that actually what that's supposed to look like? See you, Chris. I'm tired after that. All right. All right. Well, that's enough gaming for tonight. I think my eyes are going to pop out of my skull, but that was fun. So thank you very much for suggesting it to me because I've never played that. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if I have like a bad ROM or something, or if that game was like a bad dump. Good night, Nebdoza. I was going to watch the stream and fell asleep for the whole thing. Yeah, I have that effect on people, so I understand. Yeah, so that was a pretty fun stream. That was almost 3 hours. We got to play a lot of cool PC Engine and TurboGrafx-16 games. So just to recap, remember that I should have a new magazine read through coming out soon. And I'll be doing a Christmas stream, but not for Christmas, I guess, is 3 weeks from today, if my math is 3 weeks from today. So boy, that's gonna suck because that means the 23rd is a Monday night. I have to see what football games on Monday night. Oh man, usually Monday Night Football sucks now. So I don't know, maybe Monday night. We'll see. Like I said, I don't think no, Nev, it's not gonna be done by the end of the year. Sorry. Yeah, anyway, Christmas stream sometime in the few days before Christmas. Christmas special episode probably like a week before Christmas. Like I'll probably make it like not the weekend before Christmas, but maybe the weekend before that or something like that. So, if you were going to send in something for the Christmas episode, it might be too late by now. I mean, I have plenty of stuff. Like I got a bunch of packages that people sent and a few postcards. Not getting too many postcards anymore, so that's okay. New Year's Eve stream. I don't think I could. My better half likes us to do things together on New Year's Eve, which is what married couples are supposed to do. So I'm not complaining. But maybe, I mean, I'm going to have the whole 2 weeks off, Christmas, the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's. I have the entire thing off from work. So, definitely very possible that there will be a live stream the week of New Year's, at some point. Certainly I would like to do some more streaming. So that'd be cool. So I think that's going to do it. I don't really have anything else I need to discuss. So I think I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you very much to everybody who came and hung out. Oh, Dave Blade Gun's asking when are we getting the Mutant Football League stream. Yeah, I'm ashamed to say I haven't actually even checked that game out. I bought it and he's talking about a PS4 game. I bought it and I think I opened it just to look at it, but I haven't actually popped it in. And now my PS4 is not plugged in anymore because I had it plugged in and set up on the table that is now going to be the magazine read-through table. So probably take my PS4 back upstairs to my room / the home office / whatever. So, yep. All right. So that's it for tonight's stream. And as always, thanks for hanging out. If you missed any part of the stream, the archive will be up sometime soon. I release it for patrons before I release it to the public, just because I'm trying to do something for the patrons. Otherwise, I would just release it. But I mean, today's Wednesday. I'm sure it'll be public by Friday or Saturday. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys all again really soon. Thanks again for watching tonight, and have a good rest of your week, I guess. Goodbye.